Thank you very much, Freak. We asked for it 5 games. These teams are delivering. And we heard Jat just say it. Best game of the series from SKT so far. And it comes on Bengi's Nidalee. We were saying we don't even expect them to be able to play it. And then, boom, first pick. I mean, it's like a secret pocket pick for a year.
There's expectations, not a year, Dash. He has played 307 career games, 0 on Nidalee. A champion's been a cornerstone of the meta for 2 years. First ever Nunu game, and pass marks and then some. He did actually a really good job here, Bengi.
Oh, he did a fantastic job, and that was so surprising because we were honestly afraid. But I guess you have to look at it and say, would they swap in Bengi on blue side if he couldn't play Nidalee at all? Clearly not, because he could play it. He first picked it. ROX didn't expect it. We didn't expect it either. And I think it's really good to see how him and Faker together, again, just work so well, because Faker is able to win the lane due to the jungle pressure being applied as well, so Faker can play aggressive, lands a few bombs, and sets up Bengi for success.
Exactly. I love this long con so much because it lets SKT play off their biggest strength. Faker has been just blasting Kuro over and over in the mid lane, and now that they have Bengi on Nidalee, he gets to invade the jungle and completely take over the game. It was just beautiful. This is definitely my favorite series I've seen in a long time due to all the surprises.
And here's the thing, going into this game as well, Kobe, we were talking about SKT and, you know, the skill shots that they were eating in the entire game, and you were saying, all right, your contingency plan can't just be let me dodge it.
To be fair, they drafted everything to help them dodge. They have Zillion speed, Karma speed. They drafted an AD carry that builds Swifty Boots and Ghostblade normally, so Bang was able to sidestep all this stuff, but still the margin for error was very, very thin there, and they had to dodge over and over for 30 minutes.
And really important to highlight the Jhin, because this was the first time we really got to see this series show up. And what a monster performance this time around from Bang. Like, both these AD carries are kind of just trading. Now it's your turn, now it's my turn. But Jhin was so important here because it didn't lose lane to Ashe. It was actually able to match the laning phase. And then outside the laning phase, yeah, Ashe does have the arrow to create picks. Well, Jhin has his own ulti and also has the snare to create picks. So they can kind of trade them back and forth. And as soon as Bang dodged around some of these ultis from Prey, he was actually able to set up picks for his team. And that was super key as well with this high speed, kind of weird composition that was a little bit clunky from SKT, but with the early advantage to Nidalee, they just took over the entire map, and Faker as well again on the Zillion. Yes, he missed one ulti on himself. Apart from that, he played well.
And I have to assume that the Olaf pick is in part just to keep up with the farming game that Nidalee would have. Of course, we did see Nidalee start to outpace Peanut in that area, but why not go for the Lee Sin that's been working for your team so well? Why not go for something with a little bit more of that playmaking potential that they've needed in other games?
It's a really fair question, honestly. We saw the Lee Sin used to such great degree here. We also saw the Olaf, the 1105, 100%.
Right, it's not like he hasn't performed on it before.
And it's the sort of champion that can kind of skirmish and duel with Nidalee. It's the sort of champion that can also get in there and be a battle ward. But to me, the big change is that Faker won lane, which he's been doing the whole game, but with teleport. He didn't even have a second mobility summon, he didn't have ignite, he didn't have exhaust, so that whenever they went for the percentage plays, which for ROX Tigers, remember, have been bottom lane, teleport Zillion ult is available. The same sort of snowball, the whole shooting gallery on supports with the Ashe, couldn't happen this game because between the jungler coming bottom, the support mid laner coming bottom, they couldn't repeat that. The laning phase ended. They didn't have massive snowball on their bot lane, and ROX didn't have another idea on how to take this one.
I love that point. The adjustment from SKT to respond to the focus around the bot lane from ROX Tigers. I want to push us to the game-ending replay here. 37 minutes into the game, essentially 5 for 1 for SKT around Baron.
And this is actually a super risky play started by the ROX Tigers going for Baron in the first place when they didn't even have all members here. Kuro, you can see on top of your screen, just ended the fight now and already got chunked. That beautiful play from Bang, obviously going with the crit to get the kill. Kuro also ends up going down. This was kind of ROX being forced almost to make a play. They felt like if we don't try and rush them this Baron, we're not going to win the game, and it failed for them.
Exactly. I think here they're not even trying to kill the Baron. I think they just wanted to put enough threat on SKT to stop this split push, because that Gnar is destroying the base right now, and it's all because of Bang's big play there, you know, going in and getting that kill. They were gonna pull off this Baron, but taking out that member, there's no defense they could send back over to defend the inhibitor, and SKT get inside the base, that's the door wide open.
I mean, the delicate dances were what won ROX Tigers 2 games in a row where they needed to take it in the mid game. But with Kura so out of position in that fight, completely zoned, completely a non-factor, they just couldn't dance the same way. They DPS down the Baron, they didn't get the engage they wanted, and then they were just caught in no man's land.
Let's remember, though, teams will swap again. Now, there's no way ROX Tigers is not taking blue side for next game. And that means if you're SKT, you're looking again at the Jace and Aurelion Solos, the 2 bans you've gone for every single time. There's the MF you want to get rid of, and then there's the Nidalee pick. And that is the big, big issue. We might see SKT try and trade some of these power picks back and forth, being like, give them potential Jace first pick, and we take the Ashe and whatever second priority pick they want. That might be the only solution for them because they will have a lot of things to ban away.
I can confirm that ROX will be moving back to the blue side for our 5th and final game. No substitutions coming in here. So now I want to go and all the way back to these predictions. Back down the line. Now with 4 games of evidence under our belts, I want to know if you guys still are sticking with your picks, but maybe provide a little bit more evidence as to why it is that you're going to stick or change your picks.
Yeah, I'm going to change my pick a little bit in that I'm not going to predict 3-1 anymore.
Smart man, smart man.
So I'll go with the 3-2. I'm staying with SKT. I still do think that SKT can pull it out. They've adjusted to the big surprise that ROX brought to the table in this series, and they're keeping Bengi in, which I think has been the better performing jungler for them all around.
All right, Papa Smithy.
I didn't mention the game score. I was actually 3-2 at least on Twitter.
Of course.
I know. There's evidence out there. There's a trail, I promise. But regardless, I'm sticking with ROX Tigers also, just because there is that headache now for SKT. It is a bit of a minefield on red side. Something has to come through. The Nidalee, undefeated for Peanut this year. The Misfortune, undefeated this series. Or do you give up Aurelion Sol that Kura looked very, very good on in the semis, or the Jace pick that... I think the Jace is the one to me that can come through, but Smeb on Jace. Give a carry-minded player a carry.
That's a gamble based on the quarterfinals.
But it has to be a gamble, Dash.
That's true.
Duke's been losing other matchups already, so...
I wanna say like SKT, but honestly, I believe in ROX Tigers now on blue side that they're gonna bring it back. So I also stick with my prediction, the 3-2 ROX Tigers, and I want to
stay strong. There you go.
I want to see how SKT, figures out this pick a man phase, especially with the 3 bans on red side. I think there can be a massive power pick being left open for ROX Tigers they can use to win the game, and I want to see Peanut back on Lee Sin as well. When you see a pick for him where he can make way more plays than the Olaf, and then I think ROX Tigers can play the same kind of game we saw in game 2 and 3.
Our first 5th game in quite some time here. Now, Ali and Frazier at the Garden was the fight of the century, but now we've got 2 Korean heavyweights in the fight of the millennium. SKT versus ROX Tigers. Game 5 is coming up next.
Oh, baby.
Here. They're going for Kuro. Double bomb on a Kuro. Javel's going to land this time, and he's going to get the damage. Yes, he is. First blood in for Faker. But the turret's so low, and Bengi wants to dive. He's got one, and SKT are breaking this one apart now. Faker knocked around in front of the turret. Does not get up to burn the ult. He's getting low and just never casts it. The stun and a Faker not going to matter because he already had the ulti out the time. And Bengi again. Now the double kill. The flash heal for Bang to turn it around. But look at the trade damage. It's a 2-for-0. Make that 3-for-0 as the bombs blow up even more. And this could be the game-winning play right now. Kuro's got nothing left to do. Sure, he can pop the Guardian Angel, but what does it even matter? It's a 4-for-0. It's the ace. It's the game. And it's SK Telecom T1 bringing us to game 5.